Life doesn't give real meaning unless you're willing to take risks. Playing it safe may feel comfortable, but it keeps you small. Nelson Mandela once said, "There's no passion in settling for a life that's less than what you're truly capable of." And he was right. So many of us grow up being told, make sure you've got something to fall back on. Parents, teachers, friends, they say it out of love. But I never understood that. Why would I prepare to fall backward? If I fall, I want to fall forward. At least then I'll see what I'm hitting and maybe I'll learn something new. Success doesn't come from safety. It comes from passion, persistence, and risk. Without consistency, you'll never finish. Without passion, you'll never even start. So ask yourself, are you ready to step forward into the unknown? Do what stirs your heart. Chase what excites you. And yes, take chances. Don't fear failure, because failure is part of the journey. There's an old IQ puzzle, 9 dots on a page. The goal was to connect them with 4 straight lines without lifting your pencil. The only way to solve it was to think outside the box. That's life. That's success. You can't stay inside the lines society draws for you. Dreams are beautiful, but dreams without goals remain just that, dreams. To make them real, you need structure, action, and courage. Think big, fail big, try again, keep moving forward. Take Reggie Jackson, one of baseball's legends. He struck out more than 2,600 times, the most in history. But nobody remembers the strikeouts. They remember the home runs. So the question is, are you willing to risk the strikeouts for the chance to hit your home run? Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times before he finally created the light bulb. Think about that. 1,000 attempts. Nobody remembers the failures. They remember the invention that changed the world. Every failed attempt brought him closer to success. That's the lesson. Every stumble, every rejection, every mistake is a step forward, not backward. That's why I always say, fall forward. But here's the truth, you will fail. At some point, you will lose. You'll embarrass yourself. You'll fall flat, and that's okay. That's not weakness, it's life. In my early acting career, I auditioned for a Broadway musical. The role was perfect for me, except I couldn't sing. Needless to say, I didn't get the part. I failed, but I didn't quit. So the real question is, when failure comes knocking, will you stand back up or will you walk away? I didn't get that Broadway job. I walked out, prayed, prepared, and showed up for the next audition and the next and the next. And every time I failed, I reminded myself of an old saying, if you hang around the barbershop long enough, sooner or later, you're going to get a haircut. Eventually, I caught a break. Years later, I performed in the play Fences on Broadway, at the very same theater where I had failed my first audition 3 decades earlier. That's the beauty of falling forward. Every rejection sets the stage for your comeback. Each of you graduating today has the talent and training to succeed, but talent isn't enough. The question is, do you have the courage to fail? Because if you're not failing, you're not really trying. So let me ask you this. What would your life look like if you truly aren't afraid, you're not even trying? To get something you've never had, you must do something you've never done. Picture yourself on your deathbed. Standing around you are the ghosts of your unfulfilled potential. The ideas you never acted on, the talents you never used, the opportunities you let slip by. They're staring at you, frustrated, disappointed, saying, "We came to you, and you could have given us life, but now we have to die with you." That's a haunting thought, and it should be. Because the question you must face is, how many ghosts will be standing at your bedside when your time comes? The only way to keep those ghosts away is to live fully, to try boldly, and to fall forward. So, what will you do with the gifts you've been given before it's too late? I just returned from South Africa, a land of beauty, but also deep poverty. And it reminded me of something important. The world desperately needs your help, not just Africa. The Middle East needs your help. Japan needs your help. Alabama, Tennessee, Louisiana, Philadelphia, they all need your help. The truth is, the world is crying out for something only you can give. And it's not just about money. Some of you have patience. Some of you have compassion. Some of you have courage. Some of you have intelligence. Some of you have love. The question is, what will you do with what you have? Not what you don't have, not what someone else has, but with your gift, your time, your energy, your heart. Because whether you realize it or not, someone out there is waiting for exactly what only you can give. Now, let's talk about failure one more time. Because sometimes it's the best compass you'll ever have. Life will never be a straight line. I began college as a pre-med student. Then I switched to pre-law, then to journalism. I bounced around with no clear direction, and my grades fell apart. My GPA dropped to 1.8, and the university politely asked me to step away. I was 20 years old, broke, and at my lowest. I remember the exact day, March 27th, 1975. I was helping my mother in her beauty shop when an older woman, someone I didn't even know, kept staring at me in the mirror. Finally, she pulled off her hairdryer and said words I'll never forget. "Young man, I have a prophecy for you. You are going to travel the world and speak to millions of people. What would you do if someone said that to you?" Years passed, and just like that woman said, I found myself traveling the world. Through my films, through my work, I spoke to millions of people. People who could see the character I played, but not the real me. And yet, standing here today, looking at you, I see something that fills me with hope. I see the future. I see the strength and creativity in this generation, and it encourages me because the truth is, we need you. Taking risks isn't just about chasing careers. It's also about being humble enough to admit what you know and what you don't. It's about being open to new people, new ideas, new ways of living. Because in the end, it's not the trophies or money that define you. It's the chances you took, the people you loved, and the faith you held on to. So, are you ready to define your story? Never let discouragement hold you back. Never be afraid to give everything you have. Don't just dip your toes into life. Dive in. Because life isn't about avoiding the fall. It's about how you fall and what you do when you hit the ground. Every one of us will stumble. Every one of us will fail. But the lesson is simple. Don't fall backward. Don't retreat into safety. Don't shrink into fear. Instead, fall forward into growth, into experience, into new beginnings. Because every forward fall is progress. Every mistake is movement. Every failure is proof that you dared to try. So when your time comes, don't let your story be one of what if. Let it be a story of risks taken, passions pursued, and courage embraced. So I'll leave you with this question. When life knocks you down, which direction will you fall? I'll tell you where to fall. Forward. Always forward. Because when you fall forward, you gain knowledge, wisdom, and momentum. You meet people who change your life. You discover strength you didn't know you had. And you learn that failure isn't the end. It's just the beginning of the next chapter. The choices you make, the chances you take, the risks you embrace, they'll define who you are far more than any title or paycheck ever could. So never hold back. Never shrink from the unknown. Put your whole heart into everything you do. And when you fall, because you will, make sure it's forward, not backward. Because in the end, falling forward is not about failing. It's about living fully, courageously, and without regret. Now tell me this. Are you ready to fall forward into the life you were meant to live?